Time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jerry.
Hey, I'm going to have to update that and get Tom to do it. And again, thank you, Tom, for that great intro. Because Keith, I don't know how much involvement he's going to have with everything he's having to deal with right now. And, but I'm trying to build a new panel. I'm doing interviews with some new people to help fill the slots. Good professionals in the YouTube community, guys and gals that take it seriously. And so we can have a regular set of people again on the panel for TGIF. I'm not too worried about it any other day of the week, but TGIF is a party, and we're supposed to be having a lot more fun. And people just have disappeared into the woodwork, and with that, you got to find new people. One of those people is John. John, who sits there, and I swear to God, he could put up a still and of himself, a photo of himself. They were just like, not even notice. They wouldn't notice, John. But you do. And I love this about you. You will pipe up every once in a while with just some great words of wisdom and real pearls. And I'm like, holy crap. And then I'm stunned in the silence myself. I'm like, he's actually here. That wasn't just a frozen image. He's really here. And speaking of being really here, is our good friend Kieran Bug from England. You're outside London, right?
I am,
north.
yeah.
You're north
of
London.
The city.
Yeah, we're not
in the
gonna say
countryside.
Exactly. It's enough to say that if you wanted to, you could probably find him in England, but it would be really weird if you did. Because why would you do that? Leave him alone. He's just trying to have a good life with this woman.
Oh,
he's not like Paul over at Heavy Spoilers. He's more of a polite Englishman. And you are, sir, an Englishman.
I am, but not always polite. I try to be, but
that is me giving you doubt. That's my look of doubt. I'm skeptic.
Never catch me on a bad day, pal.
Either that or
I've known you long enough, man, that I've never seen you get out of sorts. Never seen it. But if there's a time for you to be out of sorts, it's now, because there's a lot of pressure on you.
Is that?
I said if there's a reason to be out of sorts, it's now, because there's a lot of pressure on you over there at Geekosity. And I certainly think so. Jesus, every time I turn around, there's a new article by you.
Well, I'm not writing them all at once. They're just going up on certain days. You know what I mean? Right. I get plenty of time in between.
Well, that's good. And by the way, for your sake, Martin, who, even though everybody thinks he has trouble with English, actually writes really well. He's a very good writer. And I told Mikey, but I think he may have missed it when I said it, that Martin was willing to throw his hat in the ring to help you guys, because he would love to get in there and do some writing. So the guy right below you, right beneath you there, Martin.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, do the Mexican soccer game announcement. That'll be fun.
Oh my goodness. It's football, real football.
Score!
And Kieran would, I'm sure he's with me on this one. Football, not hand egg.
Football.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this football. What an interesting game. Is there violence in it? Like Irish rugby?
No, if you look If you look at them funny, they fall down and grab their ankle or something.
I know, right?
Oh.
That guy.
Yeah.
Those are the Italians
Italian
are
dude.
Argentinians. They love doing that.
They are like an Antifa protester who gets bumped by a car and falls to the ground like they've been murdered. Seriously, this car barely nudged this one protester. I watched the video yesterday. Protesters like looking away, sees the car, puts the hand on the car right when it nudges, and then she throws her arms up and rolls on the ground like she'd been waylaid by it. It's all on camera, CC camera. It's like, that was
We've got a
embarrassing.
name for those kind of people.
Oh my God.
Got a name for those kind of people.
Yeah. Italian soccer plays in Argentina too? Does that?
Yeah.
Football, man. Football. But I like Irish football. That's a crazy sport. I mean, you can touch the ball with your hands, damn it. What the hell? You've watched Irish football, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to Kira.
Twice.
Oh.
That's a crazy sport, dude. It makes basketball and soccer. And I just like, this is insane. And then they hit each other. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, Martin had that joke. And it's, of course, was done on Family Guy first with, and somebody else in the chat did it too. So same joke. It might have been Monkey. That the Irish were already in space before whiskey was invented. And then whiskey came and it's just been fucked ever since. I'm Irish and I can make that joke. But you are here this week and we had some interesting articles and I was unsure what I wanted to talk about because I'm done talking about Marvel for a while. I don't give two shits of anything going on at Marvel. Don't care. Like that news came up that yes, there's a future for Moon Knight. Don't care. I hated the first season. It was so awful. It was really bad. And I'm very forgiving with Marvel on a lot of stuff. I was so angry with what they did and got characters wrong. And I'm just like, I just can't do this. I'm going to have a stroke. I'm going to have a fucking stroke watching Marvel. But I get excited by some of the DC stuff, some of this DC news that you wrote this new one on the Penguin teaser, which we watched it. That looks good, dude.
Yeah.
It's a mob movie. Really, it is. It's not a Batman movie or a show.
No.
This is a story about organized crime in Gotham. And I like where they're going with this, man. I really do. So got into this article written by Kieran Bugg and Mikey Sutton. How do you guys share that? What do you do?
I send him my piece and he adds on to it.
That's what you do. You write it first and then send it to him, not the other way around.
No, I do the, let's just say, I build the skeleton, he puts the meat on the bones.
Okay. So, do you mind if I read this? Out loud?
No, at all, man.
All right. The Penguin brings grit and riveting tone to its initial teaser. The footage, and I got to say, I like this latest video. It's really good. I'm like, this is going to be a crime show. The footage acts as both the trailer and behind-the-scenes look at the upcoming HBO Max series, and it certainly succeeds in grabbing the attention of both the general audiences and DC fans. I 100% agree with you on this one, my friend. Though I'm not a fan of the Batman, I really like where they're going with this, because he was the best part of that movie.
Oh, agreed.
The Batman's box office... Oh, wait.
The Penguin has always been one of my favorite Batman villains, and he's just
Mine
been
too.
criminal. Yeah, he's just been criminally underused since 1992.
Yeah, because the 66 series really did a good job of using him a lot, and he was a fun villain. Also, his henchmen were hilarious.
Get that laugh.
Yeah,
never forget that laugh.
But the Batman's box office success has allowed director Matt Reeves to kickstart his own shared universe alongside James Gunn's DCU. However, instead of involving other superheroes from the DC Comics expansive library, the universe will solely focus on Batman's mythos. Already, there's been plenty of speculation about what could be in store for the future of this still young franchise. So, we've heard that plans for TV series based on Professor Pig, the Scarecrow, and Clayface are in the works. Moreover, there's even been inside talks to show centered around Arkham Asylum, which I'm all for. I like that idea. And of course, we've already seen it with Gotham City PD with the show Gotham, which I thought started out okay, and then it just kind of lost itself.
Never
Nonetheless,
interested me.
it had some things in there that I liked, but it had a lot of stuff in there I thought was dumb. I liked the Court of Owls. That was my favorite part, outside of the casting of the young actor that played Gordon. I liked him. Nonetheless, only 2 follow-up projects have been officially confirmed by Warner Brothers Discovery so far. In addition to a sequel to The Batman, a spin-off series for Colin Farrell's The Penguin was also greenlit. Farrell's take on Oswald Cobblepot is considered to be a highlight of the film. 100% agree with you. Despite not playing the main villain. Furthermore, the makeup and prosthetics used to help bring his character to life managed to score an Oscar nomination, which I really thought he should have gotten it. I thought his was the best performance of all those that were in line with him. The Batman ended up with the Penguin assuming control over Carmine Falcone's criminal empire following his assassination. The Penguin was Falcone's right-hand man for a majority of the movie. The character's upcoming spin-off series will focus on the classic Batman foe making his move on Gotham's underworld. Other cast members include Kristen Milioti as Sophia Falcone and Clancy Brown, yeah, I'm all into that one, as Salvatore Maroni. This sounds good, man. During their live stream revealing their newly rebranded streaming service, Max, which I like better than HBO. I thought that was a dumb name for Warner Brothers. Just dumb. Warner Brothers Discovery released a sneak peek at the program. Given Batman's absence in the footage, it looks even more grounded with a stronger level of gravitas. In fact, the scenes echo the moodiness of The Godfather and the intensity of Scarface. Good comparisons. Were those yours or Mikey's?
That was Mikey's.
All right. Director Reeves has even compared the show to Scarface. He explained, quote, "The idea of getting to do the series and really sort of dive into the depths of who this character is and look at that moment where it's kind of his Scarface moment," end quote. Released in 1983, director Brian De Palma's contemporary makeover of the 1932 original became the definitive gangster movie of the modern era. Scarface appalled some critics with its graphic violence. Nevertheless, it became a classic on its own, especially in hip-hop culture. If the Penguin truly captures any of Scarface's rough edges, it will be a success. And I got to agree. I think this has got an edginess that I really like. And I'm hoping it catches on. It's like the Sopranos of Gotham. You know, I love that. I love stories of organized crime. I just do. The most notable moment being Colin Farrell's Penguin. Oh, wait, I missed something. Sorry. Yeah, nope, I was in the right moment. There we go. The most notable moment being Colin Farrell's Penguin gunning someone down in the Iceberg Lounge. Other scenes include Cobblepot dealing with other Gotham mob bosses, threatening his lackeys, and having a drink with Sophia Falcone. Not a lot to go on, but it gives us a good idea of what to expect from the series. Farrell has also explained his decision to portray the Penguin again in his own spinoff. He says that it's because of a desire to deeply explore the villain's story after getting little screen time in the film. Yeah, I like that. Farrell reveals, quote, "I wasn't really getting to explore the character as much as I wanted to. There was all this extraordinary work done by Mike Fontaine, his team. I just thought it was the tip of the iceberg, pardon the pun, that we are getting to do 6 of 7 scenes that we did in the film," end quote. So you wrap it up with production coming along nicely. We can expect this next chapter in Reeves' Batman universe to release sometime next year. And I hope they took some time with the writing, because that was really the major problem with the Batman, was the writing.
My problem with this whole the Batman extended universe is they're leaving the best character on the table. and that's Mr. Freeze.
I don't know. Is there any talks of Mr. Freeze at all?
No, because they were talking about Clayface, and I'm like, Mr. Freeze is the best Batman villain ever. I mean, because he's not your typical psychotic, villain.
Well, then I have to ask, what's up? What are they going to do for Clayface? And one of the things I thought about is having a, what do they call that? The reconstructive surgery done with silicone gone wrong, to where his face is malleable, that he can alter the shape of his face.
Yeah, that would be more realistic.
It would be, because this show is going to be grounded, right? It's a little bit more based, right, Kieran? Is that what I'm getting? Am I reading that right? So Clayface is going to have to be based somehow in reality. And that's what I would do, is make it a medical procedure gone wrong to where his face is malleable. And he can make himself look like...
Or they can go the route that they did in the animated series. An actor who's using this, what was it, like a cream or something? Just using it on his face to make it...
reshape.
They could go that route. That could bring in, what's his name? What was his name? Daggett. Bring in Daggett.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Daggett Industries.
Now, have you heard anything? Have they dropped Mr. Freeze? Because I thought there were rumors at first that they might be going for that.
There were rumors, but that was merely fan speculation.
Oh, yeah. Fucking fans. I hate those guys.
Thanks.
Well, you have a job secure in Hollywood then.
I love fans. Fans make this whole thing so interesting, I mean, I'm not going to talk about it on the show, but there is some stuff going on behind the scenes within the fan community, our community, that I'm like, got my popcorn, like, I wonder where the hell this is going to go, because there's people clashing. And this is something that's been predicted for a while. Tom predicted it over at Midnight's Edge. We try to get along with each other, but there's a lot of conflicting ideas in our groups. And some of the shit comes up, it comes to a head. And I'm like,
Well, I've already fan cast Mr. Freeze. So
who did you pick?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Ooh, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like Mads. Very good actor. I got to tell you, Peter Stormare is a person I'd love to see as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Stormare,
what an actor
for that.
He would be. My God, I mean, as the devil in Constantine.
Yes.
He was so good. That guy is just one of my favorite actors. Do you know who we're talking about, Kieran? Peter Stormare.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
I've heard of him, yeah. I do believe I've seen him before. I just can't remember where.
Did you ever see Fargo?
I haven't seen.
Have you seen Fargo?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No.
Have you seen Bruce Willis's
Armageddon?
Oh, he's in Armageddon too. He's in 2 Bruce Willis movies. Armageddon. He's in Armageddon. And he's also in that movie, not Chain Reaction. It's a Bruce Willis movie where, what is it called when the barometer rises and lowers? Something Rising. Mercury Rising was a movie made right around the end of the 1980s. He's one of the villains. He's one of the killers in that film. He's really good. I like that guy. Yeah. He's a good actor, and he would be really good as Mr. Freeze. You need somebody that's grounded, a legit actor. Don't grab movie stars like Arnold. I love Arnold. I freaking love that guy. Worst Mr. Freeze ever. Worst. Chill.
And he still managed to be the best part of that movie.
He is the best part of that movie, which isn't saying much.
His scenes are the only ones that are rewatchable.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, his scenes are literally the only rewatchable part of that movie.
In that part of that movie, it's true.
Well.
It's true.
Maybe Uma Thurman as well.
Uma Thurman annoyed me. One, the low shots with her really shows how big her nostrils are. I mean, you look like a whole man could be lost in one of her nostrils. They're just gigantic. They're like vortices of hell, her nostrils, the black hole, just, wow, she has gigantic nares. huge. And it's like, stop showing low and having her hold her head back. And we're, even though it looked like Bane, worst Bane ever.
Yeah.
That
Looked
weren't
like
Bane.
Bane, was not Bane. We got
Nope.
this one here. New rumor here. Let's pull this up. Here, I'll put this aside here. Snyderverse to Netflix tops Guardians 3 on Twitter. This was written by Kieran Bug and Mikey Sutton. Wow, what are the odds of that? Snyderverse to Netflix may be just a fan-created movement for now, but on Twitter, the campaign topped James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in terms of buzz. Per Snyder Queen on Twitter, the twin hashtags, I'm not going to read the hashtags, beat Guardians in tweets last week. And I read that last week, that it kicked its ass. And I don't know what that means. It could mean
just means
that it was just getting some good gravity, some good, attention, or it could mean the opposite for what Gunn's doing, is that people aren't paying attention to what he's doing for DC. They're paying attention to his Marvel stuff, not paying attention to his DC stuff. I don't know. It could be read either way. The hashtag Cell collected over 58,000 tweets combined, but the third Guardians movie had only less than 23,000 tweets. See, that's not good. Snyder Queen added that the hashtags just need 130,000 tweets to hit 1 million each. And I think that's quite likely it's going to, within probably the next week to 2 weeks. The Guardians...
Is, though, Snyder fans are the most vocal on Twitter. Like,
they are.
And they are the most strategic. They plan these times to make trends at, well, the worst possible times for their enemies.
The question I have on this is, how do you think, because look, we know how some people use Twitter, and they're usually the smallest number of people, but they're the loudest, most vocal, and they can get out there and get a lot of attention when they're really not that many people and they've got a shitty ideology they're pushing. But then you get something like this, and I ask the question, how many are there? Do we have a lot of fans? Are they making a mistake at DC by ignoring these fans?
Honestly, I don't really look into it that much. Personally, I would like to see Netflix do this, because
Me
I want
too.
to see that story complete. I want to see it complete before I can move on.
We invested a lot of time into it.
We did. And a lot of things I didn't agree with, and I don't want it to be our main...
Snyder doesn't understand some of these characters is the problem. He doesn't understand
any of these characters.
And he only understands one
though,
version of Batman, is Frank Miller's Batman.
Yep. Thing is, I don't want this to be our main DC universe.
No,
but
I agree.
I do want the story completed. Like, give it an ending, and then we can move on.
And one thing, I don't know about you, but I, for one, have always wanted to see a Batman story done as a period piece, because he got his start in the 30s. Yeah. I would love to see that. Everything is always done contemporarily. It's always done in the period of time that it was shot in. I would love to see a period piece Batman, because it's going to be a little steampunk, and it will be.
Give him the little purple gloves.
Yeah. Well, what they would do is you would have the blue, because it's sort of like the Batman suit in the Flash trailer. It's black, but when light hits it, it looks bluish. And I like that, because that was what they were trying to do in the comics, is make it look, it's black. And when black reflects, gray looks weird. So they added blue to it to give it a little more pop. And so if you did something like that, where there's a hint of blue in it, like with, here in the United States, we have this thing called guns, handguns. And handguns have what's in rifles too. British people, I don't think know what these things are. And I just feel like I have to explain that these things have bluing on them. And it looks black when you look at it. But when the light hits that bluing on the gun, there's a nice blue sheen to it. And John knows what I'm talking about. Bluing is beautiful on a rifle or a handgun. But I would like to see a period piece Batman, and I think everybody would enjoy it if it was done right.
What I
Done
was
with
going
the-
to say is the problem with Netflix is last month there was an article in Bloomberg that they had just consolidated 2 of their film making departments and are going to make fewer movies than before. So
Well, it would work as a TV show, but they have to keep producing their
Yeah.
own stuff. They've learned the error of their ways in buying things that was already produced, that it causes problems. They have to actually produce it themselves. That's why they bought the studio. And they're going, their direct competitor is Amazon. Even though I don't know about you, Kieran, I believe Apple TV is a legitimate competitor to these guys, because even though they're getting fewer views, their productions are better over at Apple. They really are. Their
I wouldn't
TV
know. I'm not a
shows and their movies are just well done. I don't always like everything they put out, but I would say 50% of what they put out I like, and I can't say that about Amazon or Netflix or HBO, Warner Brothers. And that's a lot to say.
I wouldn't know. I don't subscribe to Apple.
You should, buddy. I think you should, because I would like to get your input on some of these things, because I think there's a lot of shows over there you would like. But anyway, I want to take a moment quickly to say hello to everybody. First of all, our audience over on KGRA. Hi, guys, and hope you're enjoying the show while we're talking. And then, of course, our live audience here at YouTube, which is Penny, Anima Confusa, Sox Bulletins, Andy Morrow, and Slasher Fred. Did you promo the show out? There's not very many people today. That's weird.
Yeah, I did.
That's weird. We usually have
Roid
a lot
Nation
more.
just showed up.
Real Wade? What's up, Wade?
Yes.
Yeah. And guys have been commenting in the chat here. Let me see what some of these guys have said here. Let's see. In the Batman episode, what, Hisner? The plot revolves around the Penguin running for mayor, which later became the plot of Batman Returns. Huh. Oh, I know the one you're talking about from the original 66 series. Yeah, that was in there. I remember that. Speaking of Scarface, that movie had starred Michelle Pfeiffer, who also played Selena Kyle. Yeah. One complaint I have, Kieran, is there's a huge pool of actors that they could be using, but they always seem to be dipping into the same smaller pool of actors for DC Marvel. Do you find that as annoying as me?
On occasion.
Yeah. It's like you see the same faces all the time, and it's like, come on, man, let some other actor. Come on, man, let some other actors get in there. Give somebody a break. Let's get a young ingenue in there that's not been seen or known before. Give him a break. Let's
Come on,
see.
man.
Sock says Zack Snyder believes in objectivism, like Steve Ditko did. He thinks everyone should be like Rorschach. Well, this is a problem. First of all, Zack Snyder, whether he left it behind or not, is still, in my opinion, a nihilist. And he was a nihilist for years. And that has an impact on how you look at decent people. And Jean-Paul Sartre, I mean, I had to read about him and stuff, but in real life, I said, if I met that guy in a bar, one of two things would happen. I would either call him a fuckhead or throw a drink in his face for being stupid. And because it's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's like, yeah, you can be negative, but come on. Not everything, not everybody is a shade of gray. And the problem I find is that if you're a shade of gray, you try to project that on other people. And that's what Snyder did. It's what Freud did. It's what Jean-Paul Sartre did. And I don't know if anybody even knows who I'm talking about. Kieran, please tell me you know who I'm talking about.
Which one?
Jean-Paul Sartre. Please, you're English, for God's sake, you should know who Jean-Paul Sartre is.
I'm going to.
Oh my God, you break my heart every show.
Should I run for my life?
I really didn't expect you to know who he was, but I was hoping. I was rooting for you, Kieran.
I'm an uncultured swine.
He was a philosopher and an asshole, in my opinion.
Postmodernist. What do you expect?
You know, he had just a negative perspective on existence, and nihilists follow his philosophy. And of course, Zack Snyder, you can take the boy out of nihilism, but you can't take the nihilism out of the boy. He is a nihilist, and that's why everything looks the way it does. And well, there's this dark overtone to everything that he does. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, man. And you got to understand those characters. And he doesn't understand Superman, Wonder. I think he did a better job with Wonder Woman than he did with Superman. And he always goes for the Frank Miller Batman, period. But let's go back to this here. Restored Snyderverse at Warner Brothers. No matter what, it's going to be a good thing. I really do think so. The whole reboot thing really turned people off. It turned me off to where I stopped giving a shit about a lot of it. I'm like, yeah, I put too much effort into this. A lot of people did. And it's very disheartening when Warner made that decision. They took the energy.
They were trolling us, basically, because they brought back Henry Cavill for Black Adam. And then, they made the announcement, oh, he's back. He's going to be in all sorts now. And then they pulled the carpet right from under our feet. It was like, what was the point of all that hype if you were just going to do that?
Absolutely. And they, whether it was intentional or not, they did troll us, and it pissed a lot of us off. I'm not even a major Zack Snyder fan, because Mikey and I, pretty simpatico, because we've talked about it ad nauseum in private. We really approach Zack Snyder the same way. I like the stuff he did before, but man, I got to tell you, I don't like his handling of DC. But if I have a choice, I would pick him over what they were talking about at the time with Walter Hamada. Hey guys, I got no paperwork on my desk. I'm still in my office. Hey, Walter Hamada, fuck that guy. Hey, it's Matt Vader.
What's up?
It's my favorite Vader.
It's
After
favorite
Darth Vader.
Everybody's favorite Vader. All right. I'm okay with that.
So what's going on, buddy?
Nothing. I saw your link in the chat and said, hey, come join us. So I was like, all right.
Excellent.
Might as well.
We're talking
What are we
about,
talking about?
The rumors right now over on Geekosity. We got Kieran Bug up here. Kieran is my buddy from Geekosity. One of my two friends over at Geekosity, because I'm friends with him and Mikey. Mikey is talking about doing something, Kieran, to where we will earlier in the week record a segment with him to fit into you being on here. So you'll get a little bit of a break during that hour where we'll play something from Mikey, a special message about this week's show. And he liked that idea. So we're planning to probably try to do that maybe next week or the following week. It'll be fun. But in the case of Gunn, killed the... Oh, sorry.
I was about to say, basically, he's trying to avoid me.
Oh, is it? Oh, because he's giving you so much work?
Yeah, he's trying to avoid me.
He's trying to avoid you. Yeah, I had somebody on our team doing the same thing with me. His name is Daniel. He knew he was in semi-hot water with me, even though he's not really. I love him. But
that's all good fun.
Yeah, we finally, after 3 weeks, he couldn't avoid me anymore, and I got him on the phone, and I had my little talk with him. Oh wow, see that shit going on with my mouse? Look at that. That's crazy. Can anybody else see that? My mouse is all over the place.
Oh yeah,
that's some crazy shit right there.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, it's like,
I dread to think what you've been doing with your computer.
I'm trying to mix my drink together without looking like I'm being a perv in here. So
well, you look like a perv when you do it.
I don't know how to do this.
You do it when you start shaking it this way. It looks like a perv.
It's like Shake it like this.
Or the shake weight.
Above,
You like the shake weight.
above board, so everybody
That's
can
actually
see
a
what's
way of
going on.
insulting people. That's actually a way of insulting people over in the UK.
Sorry,
What?
Really?
I'm a dumb American.
Don't like
I'm a dumb
that.
Really? Oh, we do
You
that
go like
too.
that,
We do it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When somebody says something stupid, we'll go, whatever. Means jerk off. I'll get back to this article now. In any case, Gunn killed the chances of a restored Snyderverse at Warner Brothers Discovery with his confusing reboot announcement. Therefore, it's amusing to see what he killed off overshadowing his own project. Well, at least on Twitter. But Twitter's more of the Old West now. It's a little more open. Even though, like, I don't know about you, Matt, I'm blown away. Like, how the hell did Snowdub get permanently banned?
I don't know, man. There's still some weirdness out there. It's just like all of a sudden, just some.
Well, someone told me
someone will
there's
randomly
lingering
just disappear.
employees.
Yeah, would not shock me.
Yeah,
Would not shock me if that's going on.
but
I heard rumors that people think they're being shadow banned and stuff here lately too, and
well, I know that we are.
That was supposed to go away.
We're being shadow banned by YouTube, and they're not even hiding it that they're doing it because we can watch the numbers and see what they're doing. Because
I've often wondered the same thing about our channel because we get told all the time that we should have 100,000 subs by now, and we're like barely scratching to get 10 in over 3 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like right now we have 12 people in here. We're usually up in the 30s doing this show, and thank God we've got KGRA to rely on and Rumble because we're getting our numbers there. We get our numbers through the radio, and we get our numbers on Rumble. YouTube has failed creators. They have completely failed us.
Yeah, our live streams do really well on Rumble.
Same
comparatively.
here.
It's wild. So
we
have
numbers.
I think Rumble puts our shows on their front page, depending on what category you're in, which helps.
My only complaint, and we, and I need to have a meeting with the guys probably after this show about how are we going to start, because I'm already paying for StreamYard. I'm paying the top price for a StreamYard, and I still don't feel like they're giving us our money's worth at all. They're not going to until a competitor starts doing something, and then they add it. Instead of being a good creator stream company, they focus on their competition to only then do things for us.
Right.
Like
I don't know anything.
None of the chat from Rumble right now. We can't see it. Now Bill can, and I don't know. I can ask Bill real quick. Bill, are we getting any action over there on Rumble right now? Is he here? I don't know if he's here. He might have stepped away. Yeah, he's not responding, so he's probably not here right now. Our producer is not here. Repeat, the producer is not here. Nobody's running the show.
Well, I go over to Rumble and I type in pop culture minefield and Culture Casino comes up, which is cool because Culture's a great dude, but I don't see.
Yeah, pop culture minefield is on. We are on KGRA's Rumble.
Yeah,
that's why.
So what do I type in?
KGRA Digital Broadcasting will probably take you to their page. And I'm curious, because we're not getting the chat. It does not show up in our chat. And I already put the first message into StreamYard going, hey man, these people, we're paying for that service and we're not getting their chat in our chat. We need that. It took them a year to get Facebook added. Where people on Facebook can now chat in our chat. Hey, Magitech Mags is here and Monkey's back. Kyle's here too. Hey, Kyle. Parrothead is here too. But Mags is here. Mags is somebody who I really wanted to get on the show, but her schedule sucks. So she can never be on TGIF, man. And it's where I think she fits the most, getting her in the show. Because I love her attitude, her just outlook on everything. She's just one. She's a sharp, observant orator of our popular culture, but she also has very funny ways of looking at things, and I like that. I like her humor. But don't tell her because she'll get a big head.
I found you on Rumble. There's 3 people.
Yeah, really?
So, yeah.
We'll still end up with 150 views by the end
Yeah.
of the
Oh, yeah.
day.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
hey, Kieran, I forgot you were here. Just kidding. I knew you
Story of
were
my
here. I missed you for 2 weeks, man. I hope you got some rest.
Yeah,
Because
I
I'm
did,
going to take it out on you today.
What, you haven't already?
I haven't already. No, I've only begun to abuse our friendship.
I was about to say, being here is bad enough.
Oh,
Ouch.
Wade. No, Wade, I said hello to you. You're not chopped liver. Boy, if you were, though, I would eat you. I like
Racing.
chopped liver. I like chopped liver.
okay, the Rumble chat's growing. Everybody's moving over there.
Yeah. Oh, we're up to 15 now. So people are slowly trickling in. But it's so cool. I'm glad you stopped in, Matt.
Yeah.
Because, look, we know that nothing official has happened yet. We know that. At least not that's been made public with this deal. I think it would be insane for Warner Brothers to not take an opportunity to make money because they are hurting. They are in the worst shape they've been in a long time financially. And if they made a deal with Netflix for something like this, it would be huge for Netflix and it would be huge for Warner Brothers because they would get a first payday for the licensing and then a payday for whatever is earned from it through Netflix. Your thoughts?
You talking to me?
Agreed, but
Kieran first.
in all honesty, I couldn't really give a fuck what Warner Brothers does anymore. I have literally lost whatever they
December
do.
killed it for a lot of us.
The only thing that I find watchable anymore is what Matt Reeves is doing with the Batman, because Batman's one of my all-time favorite characters, and I did enjoy the Batman a lot. I know it weren't everyone's favorite, but I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to see Colin Farrell as Penguin again.
Yeah, that was the best part of that movie. I'll say it again. I said that earlier, that the only takeaway from that film that I got that I liked was Colin Farrell's Penguin. That was intense and amazing. But he also has the single moment that explains why that movie sucks. When your 2 lead investigators, Gordon and Batman, couldn't figure out bad Spanish on their own. Like, really? I didn't even take Spanish and I knew that was fucked up.
Am I in the minority here when I say that I watched that movie once at the theater because reasons, and I never have really given it a second thought?
No, I've only
since.
seen it one time. I've only seen it once, and I'm not a fan.
Yep.
But I loved Colin Farrell. Yeah, it's like you'll hear us make fun of it, Matt. I'll do the knocking sound. Hey, it's Batman. It's Batman. Open up.
I have such a hard time with that guy playing Batman. I just don't like him. I don't.
Look, I like him as an actor, but I don't think that he put the performance in that I was hoping he would do. Emo Batman. But hey, Kieran liked it. And that's all that matters.
Fine. Yeah.
I like the car.
Hey, that Batmobile was badass, dude.
Yep.
If you say so.
Shut up, Martin. You're from Venezuela. What do you know about cars?
You will be surprised.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, because Venezuela is known for its vehicle manufacturing.
Are the people allowed to drive cars in Venezuela?
Am I being racist by doing that?
If you can find the gas, you can drive it.
There you
go. Yeah, and by the way, I started watching a new show, Matt, and I was going to suggest giving it a try. And you got to go into it with one thing: it is a comedy. It is not a drama. It is a comedy. Florida Man on Netflix.
Okay.
That show really tickles my fancy. I was giggling at some of the shit going on screen. When he gets bit by the fucking shark and it looks like it bit his dick, I about fucking lost it. I kept going back, going, what the fuck? And I kept hitting back. Like, holy shit, it bit him in the dick, but it didn't. It got him in the thigh. But the news reports are saying that his dick got bit off.
Oh, no.
Doing the news cycle in the show. It's fucking funny. I laughed at that show. And it's so fun to see a show that's just having fun. No wokeness in it, just fun. Just having some fun. And I like that. Just give us some characters that are interesting. It's got a little bit of that against all odds feel. You know, the guy that's forced to work for the mob because he owes money, and a girl goes missing. He's got to go find her, and we find out they're in love with each other. Very much like Against All Odds with Jeff Bridges and Rachel Ward.
Florida Man, huh?
Florida Man. I just give it a try, Matt, because I would love to sit down and talk to you. Maybe you can even join us on the morning on Friday if you have time to talk about it, because it is going to be added to that show once we're done with 1923.
Cool.
It'll be the next show we talk about. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. And I think it's only 8 episodes. They're hour-long episodes, but, you know.
Everything's only 8 episodes anymore. People don't know how to make series longer than 10.
Well, it's budgeting. It's all about budget. People think that, it's better because you get better storytelling. That's a lie. Put that back up, what Anima said, because that's funny, Matt. Read what she wrote.
When his sister tells him in the hospital that it didn't bite his dick off, she checked that.
She says, I checked it. Well, I didn't. I had the nurse look. His own sister. I'm like, what the? That is so funny. That show is funny as hell, dude. By the way, I'm trying to figure out how to get those videos to you. Possibly do a watch party or something, maybe. Because I have all of the Harry Palmer movies with Michael Caine. And I have the series. And I really want you to see those, Kieran, because, man, you're English, for God's sakes. English people, not men, English people need to know that show and those films. As one of the greatest characters. It was the anti-Bond, produced by one of the Bond producers, Saltzman. He came up with the idea of doing those books, and it's because you're instead of having your prim and proper English accent, like even Connery tried to do an English accent. He's not doing Scottish. He's trying to do an English accent. Instead, you've got this guy from the East End of London, mate. You know,
Ooh, boy.
It's like he's Cockney and he lives in a shitty apartment. It's a 1-room flat. Technically 2 rooms because the bathroom is off from the bedroom living room. And then the kitchen is part of that room. It's split off by a little breakfast bar. It's funny as hell. And I love it. And I introduced Anima to it. Like I try to introduce her to all the cool shit from the 60s and shit like that. And
I always get a little bit nervous when I talk to people from Britain because everything I know about that world I got from a Great British Bake Off, Blackadder, and Red Dwarf. So I don't know.
Well, it's an eclectic combination.
I know, right?
What's going on here? Hey, Bill. I don't know if Bill's here. We're getting a warning here from, I don't know which one it is. It says we're having trouble streaming. It's through KGRA, but I don't know if that's Rumble or what it is. But Bill, I just got a notification.
I think it's Rumble.
Man, Rumble's got some problems, and you got to pay $10 a month for it if you want to stream there. And I just don't know. I don't know because I'm paying so much right now for StreamYard that I don't know if we're ready to do that. I just don't know. But I'd like to sit down and just talk to you about that shit, Matt, and see what you guys are doing. By the way, the test went really good at your studio for Danny yesterday.
No, good.
Yeah.
I had to leave right before he got here to go to work. So
he just wanted to do a quick test with Bill. I gave him the code, and once he got the code, they did the test, and they said it went perfect. I think that's great. So I like to have a time where I would love to just like act like we're hacking Salty Nerd, where you guys are around the table and go, "Hey, we got Salty Nerd here," and you go like, "What? How'd you get here?" Turn him off. Hit a button. Kill switch.
If I go back there, I'm afraid to touch anything because Kadish has everything else set up just right.
Oh,
I haven't learned how to run it yet. I'm just a talking head around here.
You're just a talking head. By the way, I giggled at it earlier. Robot Head and Kadish had this comment about Grogu needing IG-11 to get around. And Robot Head went back at him and said, he had a floating pod, mate. Yeah. It was much faster. Because he's Australian and all that.
I can't even talk about Star Wars right now. I'm just so checked out. It is unreal.
Right there with you.
I'm thinking about completely rebranding myself and taking the Vader off my name. Just going.
Yeah, go after what's his name? The great safety politics dude, Bader with a B.
Yeah, I think I just might use my real name. I might just like put myself out there at some point here soon.
Or Nader. Go with Nader.
Ralph Nader.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph, good old Green Party Ralph.
Or you can be Toe Mater.
No. I think I'm thinking about just going with my real name and being done with it. If people want to dox me, I guess they can dox me. I don't whatever.
It's like doxing me would be nothing new. A lot of my information is available through my art websites. So I'm like, if you really want to know who I am, there it is. You go to my official website and there's that info about me. But I've always made it clear, I'm always packing. So approach with, caution.
As much as I think I matter, I'm really not that controversial or famous. So it really doesn't matter at this point.
Mine is because I've had people threaten my life, in the past. And so I will always pack because I know they still hate my guts and wish me ill will. Because I tell people, you've not lived this life until you have at least 10 people want to kill you.
Yeah.
So, Karen.
And I have at least 10 people that would like to kill me.
So anything?
This is a suggestion for you, Matt.
Before we go to break here in a little bit, any tidbits you want to share that hasn't made it to the website?
Yeah, what's coming up next? Because I know you got some new stuff coming up on Geekosity.
Well, I've just really let a rip on the new Harry Potter reboot.
Why? What's the hatred on that? I don't understand it because I thought it's not a reboot. You said reboot.
It is a reboot.
It's not. It's a previously published book. It's a readaptation. It's not a reboot when it's didn't start in film or TV. It's only a reboot when you start. And I don't have a problem with that because those kids are older. So creating a whole new series for a new flock of kids, I think could be good. And J.K. Rowling is heading it up, and that makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. What is it that's what's that called? Your gears. What's that called, John? What's something?
Grind my gears.
Grinding your gears. What's grinding your gears?
Seeing as I grew up with the Harry Potter films, like I didn't read the books until after I watched the first movie.
Yeah, because you were little. And I can understand that. What? I get that because you grew up with the movies, and that makes sense. I get it, but just listen to this perspective. If there are other kids that are coming up, and they're going to enjoy the movies, and they will become introduced to the movies because of this new series, and that's why I think that remakes sometimes perform a good function, even if they're not good, because they'll introduce the previous material.
Can I interject one little thing?
Of course you can.
I can't. I kind of understand what you're saying because I'm gonna compare it to something from my childhood. If Kathleen Kennedy decided to remake the original Star Wars trilogy and recast everybody and do it that way, I would be livid. So
I would too.
I get it. It's the same kind of thing.
I have a question.
And Harry Potter's not 40 years old. It's still fairly new.
If she tried to do that, she'd have to go into witness protection.
Right. So Harry Potter fans should feel similarly the same way. I get it.
I can't argue with that.
Is not J.K. Rowling directly involved in this new series?
That's what it says when I read the report.
Yes.
So then I don't get the hate then. because it's not the same, Matt. It's
She
not
will make
like
sure that it
an
stays true to the
usurper.
books.
Yeah,
will.
it's not an usurper who's coming in
She's
to
very anti-woke.
wreak havoc.
They better give
No,
They
no,
better give
no.
us a nearly headless Nick story arc that they shortchanged us of in the second movie with the Baron and stuff. There's the whole story arc about trying to join this other group of ghosts, but because his head wasn't, they've all had their heads removed because his head's still attached. They weren't going to let him in. And there's this whole thing, this whole sub-story, sub-story in the books.
I remember that, and it wasn't put into the film.
No.
Yeah, for John Cleese's character.
Yeah, I love Nearly Headless Nick.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see more of him, and we just didn't. But that's the problem with doing a movie.
Yeah.
The smartest thing they did was when they split the final two films instead of being one movie, making it two, because those books are long. They're not short books, and so therefore, short stories, short novellas are some of the best things for making a movie off of, because you can stretch that into 100 to 120 minutes easily. But you try to take a 200, 300 page book and condense that into 2 hours or less, you're going to lose a lot.
Well, unfortunately, we've got to go to break.
It's that time. So, Bill, I guess you're back. So let's take us away, like Calgon. Hi, guys. This is Gary from Pop Culture Minefield here on KGRA, and we're leaving for our first break. I hope we survive.
Did you know 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated? If you struggle with focus, run low on energy, or when it's time to finally sleep, you simply can't, this can all be linked to dehydration, and Fuel Up has the answer. Our proprietary formula contains the finest cellular hydration with the strongest immune-enhancing natural ingredients. The Fuel Up system is made up of 3 different incredibly tasting varieties. Wake kickstarts your day with a jolt of caffeine. Play boosts focus while hydrating your cells. Rest not only helps you relax, but also rejuvenates your cells while you sleep. Here's what our clients have to say.
I really don't miss my coffee, and you can tell the difference.
So I'm going to take it for the energy. I'm going to take it for the play. I'm going to take it, all day.
And it works. That's the thing. It works. We love it.
Take the Fuel Up Challenge now, where we offer a Feel the Difference money-back guarantee. Fuel Up for life.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Oh wow, we survived. Welcome back to the commercial break. Now for some more Pop Culture Minefield on KGRA. I swear to God, Matt, I want to get you to do the intro and outro voices for the commercial break. It'll be so much less stupid sounding than the one I did. Before you go, Kieran, I wanted to go over this article. Michael Keaton in Blue Beetle, latest rumors ignite speculation. I'm not going to read it. Just give us a rundown. What's going on here with that?
Well, the chap who plays Jaime Reyes' uncle, you remember him in the trailer saying he's a fascist.
Yeah.
Right, which everybody got pissed.
Yeah, well, he was in an interview late last year, so just a few months ago, and he did say that I think Batman is in our movie. And I do think that was before the whole James Gunn reboot was being planned out. So there was rumors that Michael Keaton was going to have a cameo as Batman in it, given that he was already planned to be the main Batman going forward after The Flash.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm still in that crowd that wants to see him in Batman Beyond. I'm praying for that to happen one day because he's perfect for playing older Bruce Wayne. And I loved him in Batman. I didn't like the Tim Burton film so much, but I did like him as Batman. So, anything else on that, or anything else you want to go over?
Well, I based the article on what Sil Abdul said about it. He says there's not really anything to go on with it. There was never anything filmed for it.
Yeah, if anything, he is on that DC news. He has a good insider. And that's according to even Mikey. Mikey says his insider is really good over at DC.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of interest for the Blue Beetle because I was hyped. I was so hyped. And even the fastest comment just kind of was like, oh, that sucks. But I went past it because I was all excited because they were in Ted Kord's Blue Beetle lair. Well, now I hear Ted Kord's dead. And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this movie if they're killing off Ted Kord. That's my Blue Beetle, damn it.
I don't know anything about Blue Beetle.
I got to be honest, me either. Not one of the characters I got into, but I understand how you feel about it. You know, I don't know where they're going to go. I'm not excited about it because you don't get to shit on Batman in your trailer unless you're a bad guy. You're a bad guy in my opinion if you talk shit about Batman.
Fascist.
And I'm not a big fan of George Lopez because he's fucked over a lot of comedians, and he has a bad reputation in the comedy world for a reason. He legitimately earned that bad reputation. But I'll still probably watch it by some means. Not saying what. But before you go, once again, I am going to find a way this week. I'm going to make it happen for you to be able to watch those classic Harry Palmer plus the new Harry Palmer series, the Ipcris Files series. And I'm just so embarrassed that an Englishman doesn't know who the hell Harry Palmer is. I'm embarrassed for you, man.
Considering he looks a lot like him.
I know, with those glasses, damn it. Anyway, buddy, you take it easy. Thanks for dropping in, man. I appreciate it, Kieran.
Thanks
you
for
have a good
having
night.
me,
I can see the sun's already set on you.
Yeah. So have a good evening, Kieran.
Back into my coffin. Yeah, get out of my coffin now.
Yeah, get out of my coffin. All right, man. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out the trailer for the Last Voyage of the Demeter. Very good trailer.
All right.
It's taking one of the chapters from Bram Stoker's Dracula and turning it into a movie. That's the way you do it. I'm telling you. Anyway, buddy, you take it easy, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, let's get
Oh
back.
my goodness.
Wow.
And what did Mag say? They're having a conversation out there. I thought it was something interesting. Because I saw Zach say, that makes sense, Mags, but Destiny Captain is here. What's up? Anybody else new popping in? Shanatsky. I don't want Shanatsky to ever feel like we don't love him here. So I always pop this up just to remind him. There you go. You see the banner there, Matt?
F.U. Shanatsky. Yeah. That's good.
I made a banner just for Shanatsky. What's this you're sharing?
That's the article that we're going to be discussing.
The article we're going to be talking about here. Are you on top of this already, Matt?
RoboCop? No.
That Amazon purchased MGM, and now they're eyeing some of their previous IPs, which include Barbershop, Stargate, Legally Blonde, and RoboCop.
Who bought them?
Amazon.
They completed the deal. Okay. They completed the deal in 2022.
Yeah.
So they've been sitting on this for a while.
Yeah, I've heard that they're working on some kind of Stargate revival, possibly, and but I mean, other than just extraneous things, I don't know much of anything about any of this stuff. Other than they got some properties there that I like, and I would like to see revisited. You know, Stargate is rife for a new series or a continuation of SG-1 or something. You know.
Well, they got fan bases for both the film franchise and the series.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Look who's here in the chat.
Oh, Arwen's
Hey, Arwen.
here. Hi, Arwen. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the film as well as the TV series. I you know, it sucks that Fox made certain decisions that alienated the creators of Stargate. But it would be nice if they found a way to smoke a peace pipe and create something new that really includes them into it, but still also feels connected to the series.
I mean, Stargate is my third favorite IP with the word "star" in it. So you know,
and that's
actually maybe probably fourth. No, I'm trying Battlestar. No, still third. I'll still put Stargate third.
Which Battlestar, the original or the revival?
Oh, I like them both. I
do. Now, I will tell you flat out, the writing was terrible in the original series.
Oh yeah, it was awful.
He was a writer, but he did not know how to write science fiction.
It's just something iconic. You know, when you're 10, 11 years old and that's what you got, you go, wow, that's
he wanted to create Star Wars for TV, but didn't know how to write it.
I still say by your command when my wife tells me to do something, you know. So
I say frack every once in a while.
Yeah.
By your command. Okay.
Because a lot of people thought that frack came about from the new series. It's like, no, that's been around since the 70s, 1978.
Been around a long time.
I'll occasionally pull out Felder Carp.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I had all of the models in my bedroom growing up. My bedroom had a shelf, a corner shelf that went from one wall to another wall that was covered with Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, whatever was made available. I
had hanging from my ceiling. This is the goofiest thing. A dogfight going on between a TIE fighter, a Viper, and a Buck Rogers. What do they call those? A Buck Rogers?
Just the Buck Rogers Starfighter.
Yeah, Buck Rogers Starfighter.
Now you do know
hanging from my ceiling with fishing line.
Those starfighters were the original Vipers for Battlestar Galactica.
I did know this. Yeah.
And I thought that's really neat.
I had the band Cylon Raider that shot the missiles.
I had that as well.
I didn't have the toy. I had the model kits.
Yeah, I had the toys.
Because I was a big modeler. I remember hanging out, not so with Jim Woodward, but with Michael Beatty. He and I built a lot of model kits together, and we'd hang out in this. Because I worked at the arcade, Kel's Arcade in town, and we would go back into the I don't know what that it was like where the heater was, storage or some shit. We go back in there and they let us put newspapers down so we could spray paint and do airbrushing on our models.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot of fun doing the Millennium Falcon.
You got to remember, models. I was 7 and 8 when Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and everything came out, so I had toys.
Oh yeah, I was 13 and 14. 13 with Star Wars, 14 with Battlestar. And I didn't get the toys. I love the ships, but I'd still do the same thing with them.
Yeah. Yep.
Each one of us tried to figure out who could make the better laser blast sounds, with our mouths as kids. David Gray's always got it. He always did that. And speaking of David Gray, the David Gray of this show is Fat Steven Seagal has joined us.
I don't know. I don't understand the reference.
You don't need to.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Matt Bader, nice to meet you. Can you explain the reference, please? Because Gary won't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You just make up shit. David Gray was one of my nerd friends growing up, and
I've heard stories about your
I had
friends.
a love-hate relationship with him. Jim Woodward got into a fist fight with him once over his little brother because he was picking on his little brother. But he was one of those guys that I kind of loved and I also hated. He was also the only person that would make me spray, because he would wait to tell punchlines in lunch. We'd be sitting there at lunch, and he would always wait till I'm taking a drink to do the punchline to a joke, and I'd spray milk out my nose. And I'd get mad at him for doing it. I'd choke so many times on my drinks because of that fucker. And he died in 1998, 99, something like that.
So you're predicting my death too, so
He was one of my first friends to die. But he was this iconic, almost like an iconoclast in our group. Just a problem, but you liked him. And
We do
so
have a
that's you.
breach.
Oh, really? From whom?
Yeah, it was Zach's.
Does that mean we can? Does that mean we can call Gary Jack Breacher?
Oh.
Or Jack Reach Around.
Jack.
Jack Breacher sounds a little easier. Reach Around sounds like he's actually putting forth effort.
Yeah. Nah. Never going to put too much effort into much of anything. How many breaches have we had?
One.
I don't keep
just
count.
the one. All right, then you get one video. What video am I going to play? What video? I'm going to play.
Why don't we take a ride to the Corbata Club? Maybe he stashed the items there.
Mr. Marlowe, people would talk. When I go into the back entrance. Please leave that remark alone.
I like that movie, by the way. I really did. I don't care he was too old for that part. He was great as Philip Marlowe. Arwen's saying hi to you.
Hello.
Now we have two breaches.
Oh,
hello,
Arwen.
Nice to
open your back door, baby.
Yeah, I've played enough.
Greetings, chat. Nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well.
Yeah, you don't have anything like that, Matt. Any of the backdoor jokes and stuff. I didn't start that shit. I got started by Polly.
Mm-hmm. Our crowd is completely clean and PG. So
how do you know that they're clean?
Yeah, like right.
Who's the professional wiper on that? Who's the professional?
We do exams. They have to show up every once in a while. We glove up.
We have the finger test.
Now we have another.
We have a finger
from Max.
Speaking of glove up, this episode is brought to you by people with OCD like myself and how we eat Cheetos.
Yeah.
People think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
I
eat Cheetos.
I eat them out of the bag. I don't touch them.
You do it that way? That's one way of doing it. But like I've got a gigantic party-sized bag that's probably going to last me a week. So I don't have any gloves, my silicone gloves. So I do the 2-finger method of grabbing one and putting it in my mouth and
scrape
then
it off the tip.
Yes.
I can't have them anymore, but when I did eat them, I was using chopsticks.
Actually, Cindy, I don't know if you know Cindy from Springfield. She's a friend of mine. She brought that up, and I said, I tried that years ago, and it was one of the messiest things I ever tried to do. It just was everywhere. And then she says, well, that's why I get the white cheddar. And I'm like, white cheddar doesn't solve the problem. I just look like I've got dandruff everywhere after I eat it. Because the white cheddar just gets all over me. I'm like, nope, I'm sticking to the 2-finger method or the gloved up method.
Yes,
that way I don't get it everywhere.
Arwen has a message for you, Gary.
That's my one and only backdoor joke. Yeah, you only get one now. We have had to limit people because, like, Monkey, I know this is hard to imagine, but Monkey Jeebus abusing a privilege? No way. So we're like, you're allowed one per show. Once you get that breach, you're done. We're not going to recognize any more from you.
Yeah. Finish it.
Finish what?
The comment.
He means
That's
read.
my one and only backdoor joke. Payback for all the dinosaur shit I've taken from you, Gary. Yes, I know. Because Jurassic World, I'm like, I tore that movie apart structurally. What was wrong with it? Not to mention the technology. It's like, look, laser targeting doesn't work like that at all. It's nothing like that. That is like the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Using a laser, you have to have it constantly painted for targeting to work.
There we go again.
You know, and she's like, yeah, well, I liked it because it's got dinosaurs.
More importantly, dinosaurs eating stupid people.
Yes, I like that. You know, dinosaurs eating stupid people. Should have eaten the writers on that one.
Unlike 65, which doesn't have any dinosaurs eating anyone, and half the dinosaurs aren't real dinosaurs.
You mean the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were real?
Well, they're.
Have you guys seen that?
Hold on, where's my mind blown sound effect? Hold on, I got it right here.
Hold on, Matt. Free the South Park.
I can feel it all the way down to my plums.
I can feel it all the way down to my plums.
That's how the Salty Nerd podcast starts, right before they figure out everyone's clean.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
So what were you going to say, Matt?
I was going to say we were talking about weird dinosaurs. Did you guys ever see that new 65 movie?
Yeah,
yes, I did.
That's got some weird ass dinosaurs in it.
Yeah, they almost didn't look like dinosaurs.
No, they're not dinosaurs. They're just like Dungeons and Dragons monsters.
The T-Rex they have in there. It's okay. Their raptors, okay, but then they had this one that's based off of some ideas of what this one transitional dinosaur was. It looks like an iguana with the way it runs and stuff. I didn't like that. I didn't like the scene where he's walking in water and it looked like Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, when the thing swam past Luke, and I'm like, I didn't like that, but I did enjoy the film. But I have one beef with it. What was the point of your movie if they weren't stranded there? What was the point of it? There's no point to your freaking movie.
Didn't they have to go back to get the stuff so they weren't being stranded?
It was dumb. That's a dumb ending.
The problem with that T-Rex is it wasn't a theropod. It had long legs in the front.
Yeah, it looked really weird. It really did. And so,
it felt like does the Jurassic Park people, do they have like copyrights from like dinosaurs or something?
They based a lot of it. Jurassic Park itself was based on a lot of Bakker's theories.
But it was based on Michael Crichton.
It just felt like they didn't want to have any widely known, by the way, recognizable dinosaurs in it.
The only thing they had that were right were the raptors.
Crichton consulted Bakker, and so did Spielberg for the film. And I don't know if you know who Bakker is. He was one of the
I love Orton Rittenbacher,
best known paleontologists at that time. But a lot of his theories are now wrong.
Yeah, popcorn. That's where I was going. I love Orton Rittenbacher.
First of all, the dinosaur raptors you see in that aren't raptors. That's actually the Deinonychus dinosaur. Raptors, they showed correctly in 65, are small.
Yeah,
they're like the size of a poodle.
How do you know those were just baby T-Rexes?
That's really kind of what they were, but they were, it's believed that they got that right with Jurassic Park, that they were exceptional. They were good at hunting in packs, and they knew how to herd.
I find it funny that we don't know who built the Sphinx. But
look at that!
About dinosaurs.
Hang on now, Gary. Hang on.
Everyone mute.
I am not. Shut up, Stephen. I am not going to stay long, but I am going to say this, dude. When you're going to see a Jurassic Park, yes, I know they're not perfect. Damn it, you're going to get your popcorn.
Lord, you're giving me the vapors. Giving me the vapors.
You're not going to sit there and go, well, the thing over here doesn't line up with the thing over there. And it's just bullshit. You are going to see dinosaurs roam the earth and eat people. Okay, all right. It is not that deep.
Is anybody else imagining her right now with her hands just going everywhere while she's talking?
That's all I'm gonna say, man. Look, I get it. Some of them you kind of, you roll your eyes at certain times.
No, pull me back over. I'm not getting involved in this fight. Yo, put Matt in between us. Put fucking Matt in between us. Whoever's doing that, put Matt in between us. Stop it. There you go.
No, all I'm saying.
Thank you. I'm not gonna get yelled at for nothing.
Gary is like and I get it. I understand. You can't help yourself,
Arwen,
Gary.
You know me and how I am, because I just like to. I find that scab and I dig at it just to fuck with people.
And even Keith in that stream was like, "Yeah, Arwen." He was thumbs up. He was clapping, and I'm like, "Hell yeah, man, dinos!" At the end of the day, it's just give me some good, pretty dinos, and I don't care. Although I got to admit, the last movie, I was like, "Oh my god, this is so convoluted." I'm going to pull out my hair.
Look, I said if they don't kill that girl needs to die.
Yeah,
because she caused that problem.
She did.
Is a villain. She is a villain and needed to die. But I swear to God, man, I'm sitting there, not just because I'm former military. I knew this about laser targeting because I read books that you don't just put a laser on somebody and then the dino goes, I got this. And then you like turn off the laser and the dinosaur just follows that person wherever. I said they should have gone with targeting somebody with putting something on them and painting them with either like marking them or putting something on them that dinosaur tracks. That would
How
have been
about just
fun.
shooting?
Okay,
shoot 'em.
but then you got to get the target. When that dino turned and saw that laser, it was like, yeah, buddy, I'm gonna eat you, and I was here for it.
Oh, just so you know, my girlfriend apparently likes it when you roast me.
I love you, Anima. Anyway, that's all I won't say. That's all I wanted to say is freaking dinos, man. Get your popcorn, get your shit, just enjoy.
And you need to get your ass in gear. I'd like to have you on Fridays as a regular thing because you're so much fun.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Anyway, hashtag dinos, y'all. Don't listen to Gary. Love y'all. Bye.
Hi, Arwen.
I'll see you, Arwen. Love you too. Bye.
You need to get Arwen and Alex on the same show.
Oh my God, Alex is like that kid that will eat anything.
Put a dinosaur on it. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Maloney, it's the best sliced meat ever.
Yeah.
I love Alex, man. I love watching, but man, I would just sit there and he'll just start like talking how wonderful something is, and I'm like, what?
Loves his dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Doesn't like
man,
the
he
Goonies,
does.
but he likes his dinosaurs. It's really funny.
And you know what? I got to admit it too. I'm a big Goonies fan. I was young. I turned 20 the year that came out. In fact, I might have still been 19 when that came out. And I like that.
Was it 85?
84.
84 is 14.
That was 84, right? Goonies?
I don't know.
Sounds
You're the
about right.
master.
Yeah, I believe so. 84, 85.
85, then I would have been 20.
So what do you like? You're like 5 years older than me? 6 years?
Something like
I'm
that.
53.
What
Yeah, so am
year,
I.
what year were you born?
Well, I will be
68,
70.
right?
70.
I was born in 64.
Okay. So you're old, man.
I'm
I'll be-
old.
I'll be 53 in June, so I just admit I'm 53. I'm close enough.
God, you guys are old.
Yeah, it's like as far as like Fat Steven goes, I have undigested colon in my transverse colon that's older than him. It's just still sitting there.
I have shit in my fridge that's older.
And that's a reference to John Wayne because they said he ate so much red meat that he had undigested beef in his transcendent colon.
I keep looking at this news headline you got posted up there.
It's I don't know.
I'm kind of befuddled because are we gonna get like a Legally Blonde series or something? Are we gonna what are we doing there?
That's
actually mentioned in the article.
Legally Blonde? Really? Who cares? Who watches that besides
Because they're going
old
after
housewives?
the niche fandoms, the niche franchises, like Clueless and stuff like that. They're trying to nail that market because nothing else
they're broadening their reach. They're
probably
trying to get
brilliant.
nerds, average viewers. Because the problem is,
Broadening their
and
failures.
Steven, I think you and I've talked about this before that
We
the
have?
normies out there that aren't like they don't know the shit that we know, the things that we love. They just want to watch something, and they're mindless. It's mindless entertainment to these people, and that's who they gear a lot of this shit for. And it annoys us because we're more discerning in our desire to be entertained. We want something of better quality.
I don't know if I'm that discerning. I'm pretty easily entertained. Just I can sit there and watch wrestling for 4 hours a day. It wouldn't bother me at all. So
Whereas I used to be like that. I used to love watching wrestling, but something happened. I don't know. It was in the 90s, dude. It might have been, was it the guy's death? Hart? Was it Hart that got
Owen
killed?
Hart.
Owen Hart.
Owen
It was
Hart.
the ladder match, wasn't
That
it?
really broke
No.
me. And I also didn't like
no,
the
he
way
fell
Roddy
from the
Piper-
rafters.
Yeah,
Whatever.
at Kemper Arena in Kansas City because I was in the audience.
I also
Oh,
didn't like
really?
the way
Wow.
Roddy Piper was being treated. And
Yeah.
then I got angry when they changed the name from WWE to or WWF to WWE.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck you guys, I'm out.
That was decades ago, I think now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
If
old.
you have you
That
ever
was
watched have you ever watched The Dark Side of the Ring?
I like that show. It's one of the
That's
only
a
things
pretty fascinating
that
show.
network puts out that I think's worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think
Yeah,
that's a garbage network. Vox, whatever it is.
Fox
Vox?
Media, VOX.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
That's
they're garbage.
that's the one that went after Crowder because Carlos Mendez?
Well, the creator of Vox had the right idea, but then he sold it, and it got all these assholes with really weird political agendas putting out all their material, and it's offensive sometimes, because these are the guys that say, pedophilia is an identity, not an offense, and it's like, you guys go fuck yourself.
I don't think that's anywhere in the Pope's Bible. They just say weird shit. I'm not making a joke. I'm being serious because y'all got.
Oh, thank God you're not making a joke because nobody was laughing, and that would be really awkward.
Thank you, Gary. You try to be more funny. No, I'm just saying it's the same shit they're pushing when it comes.
No, I get what you're saying. It's right. You're right.
They try to push it as a stigmata of truth and fact. It's like when they're trying to push it under the guise of the LGBTQ. It's the same crap, the MAPs. It's not going to matter because at the end of the day, it's not normal. And they're trying to normalize something that's never going to fit within society because if your head goes, ugh, it's probably not a norm.
I like what War Monkey said there. Never go from F to E. Only go forward towards G.
And again,
no, and you're right, Stephen. You absolutely right on that. Death Row TV is here. What is up? They had to change the name to WWE. No, I remember when all that shit went down. I was pissed about that because World Wildlife Federation, or whatever they're fucking called, should have left them alone. They're two totally different.
They should have teamed up because if they have the same name,
Pandas in the Ring would have been awesome.
I had herpes years ago when they switched the name over. I had a patch that had two pandas with one about to hit the other one with the chair. That said WWF on it.
Nice.
Everything.
Anyway, to go back to this Amazon deal, Amazon Studios said, "Hey, here's a dozen properties that we want to explore the IPs of," and they've got other creatives from outside Amazon as well as their own studio people wanting to do a lot of these properties. Stuff like RoboCop, Stargate, Legally Blonde, Fame, Barbershop, The Magnificent Seven, Pink Panther, and the Thomas Crown Affair are the ones mentioned here. But some of these are already in development. Legally Blonde is.
I heard about that one already. That it was it had been greenlit.
Yeah.
Thomas Crown Affair, I don't have a problem with that because like every 20 years, 30 years, it's okay to reboot something. Because once again, it draws attention. The only thing I say leave alone is when it's a movie that is so impactful on the culture, leave it the fuck alone. Like Star Wars, don't ever remake that.
No.
That would be stupid. Yeah. You're just asking for trouble. Now, we brought up WWF crossover. Here you go, prime example of how that would work.
Let me tell you something, jabroni.
Just somebody. And when this one guy gets nabbed, this idiot here.
Shred is back.
He's down. He's down. Give us a count. 1, 2, 3. Panda wins.
Wow.
He just wanted the coat.
He's just got some real stupid people out there sitting with the back against the cage of a panda. It's a bear, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I feel like that bear could have like climbed that fence anytime he wanted to as well.
Yeah,
actually.
Isn't he closer to a raccoon?
Yeah, they are not bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the they're not bears? I thought they were in the bear family.
No, they're in the raccoon family.
Or they are?
No, raccoons. They're big raccoons.
Giant red pandas.
Giant
I like red
pandas.
But
red
desaturated.
Pandas are adorable. And they're very clever. And I like to. I will when I've got like a bad mood, I will go watch red panda videos. That cheers me right up. I love those things. That's my attempt at being Ted Lasso.
Are any of you guys watching Rabbit Hole with Sutherland?
Yes, I the fuck am.
Fucking good, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And it's not 24
It's a little
before John
comical.
jumps in.
It's a little comical.
Do you
There's
want the
some comedy
trunk or
in
do
there.
you want the handcuffs?
When
Gets
he's
both.
fighting that little intern,
Yeah.
he's like, he gets hit in the nards and he goes, seriously, who does that? What a great line.
I think it's not 24. I know John
That's
said
an
that,
Austin Powers line.
but it's great.
It is.
I've
freaking
never-
love that show. Another new show that I've already suggested to Matt Vader is a little show on Netflix called Florida Man, not based on Mike Barron's graphic novel, but it's still funny. And I think the mistake they're making in the marketing is some people are listing it as a drama. It's not. It's a dramedy. It's got dramatic circumstances, but it is absolutely. I mean, he gets to Florida. He's from Florida. Doesn't want to go back. He's forced to go back to Florida to go look for this guy's girl, this gangster's girl. Gets down there and he's standing there looking out on the water, and this girl starts drowning. Lifeguard's not paying attention. She's talking to some dude. Goes out, tries to save her. Her bikini top comes off. She starts yelling that he's molested her, and he's like, I tried to save you, because he's Venezuelan. Like, Martin, we're not going to get into it today, Martin. We will get into it later, because apparently he's a commie in real life. He supported the communist overthrow of Venezuela. But there's no wokeness in this show, though. I will give it credit for that. This is a funny show. And she's like, her tits are all out, and he's like, I did you. She goes, well, if you didn't, then where's my top? And she goes, it's out there in the water. And he runs out to get the bikini. And when he does, a little tiny shark swims up to him and bites him right in the junk area. Just grabs him, and it hits the news in Florida. And they're reporting that his dick got bit off, but in reality it didn't. It led to one of the funniest moments. Anima laughed at this scene so much. He's in the hospital, wakes up, and his sister's standing there. And she goes, how are you feeling? You okay? Yeah, we're worried that your thing got bit off, but I checked myself that it's still there. No, I didn't check myself. I had the nurses do it. Like, why is the sister worried about that? That was so weird.
I'd be a little more concerned that Anima laughed so hard at the guy getting his dick.
Anima laughs at some funny, weird jokes, and I like it. I like that about her. I mean, that's why we like each other, because she's weird like me. Yeah, I know Matt's one of those people yet still figure out how the hell, what?
No, I don't give it a second thought. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Sure.
She gets tickled by that you just like couldn't wrap your head around how that happened. What? But he's like that, and you're awesome. I laughed at his sister telling him that she checked his dick. That's right. It's a funny show. We're 3 episodes in, and I think there's 8. And you and I started talking about this run towards doing shorter seasons. Absolutely, it's about saving money. It is. The great thing about old TV shows is they first started about 30 to 32 episodes a season. But you don't need that many, because you have 52 weeks a year, and you break that down into shows, and you should have shows for half that. So right around 26 to 27 shows a year. That way you have half a year of shows, and then half a year of reruns until the next season, or mid-season replacement if it didn't do well.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. Now it's down to 18 to 24, or even worse, like Netflix in particular, 13 and 6. And that's just lazy, in my opinion.
I think they got part of that from the UK, because the UK started doing shorter and shorter series before it got over here to the US, where you have their series would go for 8 to 10 episodes or 13 episodes, and then that would be the season and the series.
Yeah, because they don't in Britain they refer to it as series one.
Yeah.
They don't refer to seasons in the old days.
No.
Now they're starting to pick it up, and but once again, this is a budget issue, because the BBC didn't have a lot of money, and because they were state funded. That's right. Over in England, your television news is state funded.
Oh, speaking of that, is anyone
got
else
salty about that?
Is anyone laughing their asses off the way NPR and the PBS left Twitter because they got state-funded media and acted like little bitches?
Yeah, they are though.
What do you mean, state funded?
Like that's it's showing truth. Why? That's the thing. Though, if it bothers you so much, then it means you know that either A, you haven't been reporting correctly, B, your narrative has been pushed, or C, you only do what the money tells you to do. So that means you're not funded by the people. I'm not saying that they're fully funded by the government, but it's hilarious to see that because it shows the ego. And then they reacted out of emotion and they think they're entitled to everyone to believe what they say. The three E's right there.
And they're full of shit. They absolutely are. By the way, Destiny Captain is here. Def Row TV and Peter Vinkman Fansite, also known on Twitter as Vinkman's Girl. Good to see you guys.
You are
Glad you're
being
here.
strategically jumping over a new member, Jetpack.
Jetpack. I don't see him in the
I didn't
chat. What are
see
you
that.
talking about? He's not even in the chat.
Oh, he is.
Oh,
course.
up above Shanatsky. I see it now. Jetpack laser penis.
I don't even see Shanatsky in the chat on the StreamYard side.
What?
Yeah. I see Mags, Anima, Defro, Anima, Mags, Anima, Peter, Mags, War Monkey,
That's
and
odd.
Mags. I don't
Yeah,
see
I don't
them
see
in
him
there.
either.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Weird. It's weird.
Yeah, Anima's like telling me to you dick, Gary, geez, learn to read.
No.
And did you?
No.
Martin, you were about to say something in broken English.
No.
Broken no walking.
Continue, please.
Okay. I tease Martin a lot, but he's actually, I think he's does well with English. I think
You
he does
sound
pretty
like
good.
me when I'm at work that I'm going to get fired from someday because I have I have 3 Filipinos that work on my shift. There's only 5 of us there, right? And they all go into speaking Tagalog half the time. And it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy because I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's like, I can't understand a word you're saying. I go, we know, and that's why we like it. It's the worst.
Yeah,
it's awful. It's just like,
I told you what I did in the army because like the Hispanics would hang out together and they'd be yik-yakking with each other. And I walked over with Private U once, and he's Chinese American, but he was Chinese descent. And I told him I speak just a little Chinese. I said, what I'm going to do is I want to start a conversation over by the Mexicans. I said, we're going to go over there and you and I are going to talking. When you say something, I'll say something to you. You say something back to me. I'll say something back to you. And then immediately start belly laughing and then slowly stop laughing and look at them. And he goes, okay. So we started doing it. We bantered back and forth in Chinese. And then we did the, and then we turned and looked at him. And the Mexicans were staring. I said, not so funny when it's done to you, is it? And then they cracked up laughing. They realized I was just fucking with them.
When Martin talks, I'm pretty much reminded of either Babel or Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone. I like.
Isn't there an app? No, isn't there an app on our phones now that can like
they can translate? That's what I was referencing both of them.
It's
Yes.
Star Trek translator.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to like do that. Just to mess with them a little bit. That'd be fun.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Now, does it do text translation?
It should do both.
I like that. Because if you could play it out loud and they hear it, that would be funny as hell, dude. Yes, I know, Martin.
Or
but
just learn
that's
English.
just funny to me.
Is there an app for one of these things? Will the Apple Watch do it?
So, you really want your watch yelling at you in Spanish?
It already. No, I wanted to translate people when they're talking so I can understand what they're saying.
You just want to hold it up to your wrist and go, Kit, what the hell is he saying?
Oh, I do want to do that. 100%. Who doesn't want to do that?
I would just have my watch alarm go off going, Porque. And just walk up and down. Oh, shit.
What I really want is a cartridge slot in the back of my head that I can just put a cartridge in and I can learn a language.
Yeah, I've gotten Rosetta Stone to try to learn a couple of new languages because I'm interested in broadening my horizons. in that
I'm
way.
not really that
Whiskey
interested.
Jack has joined us.
No, I'm right.
Whiskey Jack.
Is this somebody from Salty Nerds?
He's a friend. Sure. Yeah.
I like how you had to think about it. Will he acknowledge me after the stream if I say that?
I know a lot of people in your chat that are friends of the show. So yeah.
I'm still waiting for
We
my
share a lot
we all run in the same circles.
We are a community, and I refer to it as a network or a community. You can call us either one. Salty Nerds, Midnight's Edge. I know there's more, but I'm having a brain fart right now. But you know what
on
I'm
the channel right now at all.
Yeah, it's that
it's slipping your tongue.
He does a lot of game streaming.
Yeah, I also do a lot of graphics too.
What is it? And he works for WDW Pro. What is his name, John?
John?
Fat Ralph?
Fat Ralph. No, it's not it.
John.
It's close though.
Dylan
John.
Mulvaney?
John, I'm sorry you're the editor-in-chief of Masturbates Alone, but can you get back on track, please?
Hey, did you get your Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light collection yet?
Did you get your Bud Light butt plug?
I actually liked John's better than yours that time.
That's
What's
okay.
your
He still has to
Dylan
pull the
Mulvaney?
tab to actually get a good. Never mind.
Steven, did you get your Dylan Mulvaney Tampax yet?
Oh no, actually, I
The limited
redid.
edition.
Actually, Matt, no, I got something even better. If you-
Mandalizo.
No, I got something better, Matt, for you. Actually, I can do it a lot better for you. I actually,
Oh, man.
on behalf of Dylan Mulvaney and the Star Wars Celebration, can you make me bigger, please, for a second? Just blow me up for a second, guys. Just blow me up, please, quickly.
Yeah, hold on. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the She Republic, where I've replaced the lightsaber handle to a maxi pad. There you go, Matt. I already did it for you about a week ago.
And it's got blue
No.
hair. I like that.
Oh man.
There you see. I got you. Then
I
I have one
tease
more.
because Joe, his wife
Marvel
has blue
Studios, new head.
hair. Oh, Jesus.
Marcy Darcy.
Mercy.
What is she doing? Because she got woke over the years.
She's probably
And started talking shit about Married with Children.
She's always been woke, though.
She directed a lot of those episodes, man. It's just
Yeah.
shameful.
I did have a serious question for John, though. When you see like a bag of Cheetos on your computer screen, do you just lick the screen knowing you can't actually eat them?
No, because I am actually a civilized human being, unlike you.
How am I
Well,
uncivilized?
we've got two people here that I can say this to. Nacho beards. It's real.
Yeah.
I love
the
the personal food
dust.
collectors. And you get to go, oh.
I thought that was a belly button.
Fuck.
Every time I manage to have a dinner with my wife in the kitchen at our actual dinner table, one day a week, she always tells me, "You got food in your beard." I'm like, I'm sorry, it can't be helped.
It's not food. It's called snacks.
Saving it for later.
Snacks. My nickname for it is that shit's for later.
My wife hates this thing.
That's what he calls
I don't know.
condoms as well.
She really does?
Yeah, she doesn't like it. I'm trying to just.
What are you, a rebel? What's going on?
Well, no, I mean, I generally will try to appease her and keep it semi-trimmed up, but sometimes so we got the meetup coming up here in a couple weeks in Vegas. Everybody's coming to town, and I just want to be able to take a picture with Gary, and every year I want this to be a little bit longer and comparable to his.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
And then trim it afterward. Yeah.
Then I'll trim it up. Yeah. So that's
you
all.
and I, when I will be going to Vegas at some point. You and I alone, just you and I going out one night
in a hotel.
We're just going to go out there and have some fun on the town.
Go down to Fremont Street, really get crazy.
Invite Danny and tell him, hey, we're in this bar. Give him 15 minutes and then leave. And then when he gets there, man, we just left there. We're now over here. And just
Danny's in 15 different 12-step programs. We don't need him anywhere near us. So
I make fun of him for that. I'm like, let me get this straight. You have every addiction possible,
and he'll just want to talk about. He'll just want to talk
for it.
He'll just want to talk about only having one ball left in his ball sack at that point, and it's just like, I can't. I just can't.
So speaking of ball sacks, how are we enjoying the latest episode of Patron?
And I love Danny, by the way, just so you know.
He got a hat finally yesterday. It's been bugging me. The bugging the hell out of me about a hat.
That's awesome.
I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
you've been
I'll put
there
a
for
hat.
while.
I'll put a hat back for you. So when he came into the office yesterday, I
got the salty
had
nerd.
it set aside. Got a salty nerd hat. So yeah.
Yeah, I was going to get you to make us a pop culture minefield pin so you can wear it on your hat.
I haven't. Oh man, I haven't got the pin machine out since we moved last year. So.
Oh
No,
that's
no,
right,
and
you
I-
moved.
Yeah, about a year ago, but I need to.
I
make some
remember.
more.
Yeah.
But no. Honestly, Danny's a good guy.
He
He's
is.
a good dude.
Oh, I love
just,
Danny.
I just like giving him shit, so it's fun.
I do too. I really love giving him a rough time. The worst is eating pancakes and getting syrup in your beard, and you smell syrup all day.
Or you forget it's there, and it gets all sticky.
Oh, shit,
man,
Danny's here.
Hey,
So-
Danny, I got a question for you.
You guys said my name enough, so I figured I'd show up. Vader,
Are you
know,
like the
I know you
candy
didn't.
man?
Yeah, I know Vader didn't want me to hear that, but thank you, man. But you did ruin
what?
our shtick. The whole thing is
Danny.
we're supposed to make people think you hate us.
Mute him.
Danny, I
don't
have
wanna
two
hear his
questions
voice.
for you, Danny.
Yeah.
First, Rod Thunderheart got in touch with you, right?
Yeah, but I'll get with him again. He hasn't. I haven't heard from him since. I heard from him one time.
because of wrestling and stuff. He showed you his belt and stuff, right?
No, not yet.
Okay,
No.
he has a belt. And secondly, how's the whole with Salty Trekker doing with the whole graphics and stuff? Like,
Oh, yeah, I have. Thank you for the help. I think the thumbnails look better. I'll have to show you and get some.
cool. That's what I say you're doing.
Put up-
Usually
can
when I
you
pop
put
by
up that
Salty
chat?
Trekker, I see you going, "Hey, mom, what do you think of my thumbnail?" And that's usually the first comment in the chat for the show.
Can you put up that chat from Whiskey Jack about me giving him crap about soy face?
You have soy
So
face?
in our Discord, Danny puts up this photo of him in the hat yesterday,
Uh-huh.
but he looks exactly like Ethan Van Sciver's Soy Boy sketch.
Oh no!
You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
no.
about with his mouth
Yeah.
open. You know, it was just.
That's I always do that. Like, you know, some crazy face. No, I was talking about the one nut thing. I'll find out in less than.
I hope it works. I hope it works
My
out.
appointment's
I was
at
hoping
3.
that you'd already heard, so you still haven't heard. All right.
No, it's
I-
it's
maybe,
at 3 o'clock.
maybe
I have
Maybe
$20
they'll replace it.
in a bet with your own mom.
Yeah.
What?
She didn't take the bet, but I still made the bet, $20.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll
said-
just
I said
replace
he's gonna
it.
Be fine.
Maybe they'll just replace it with like a bionic testicle or something.
No,
you should
I-
reach out to Lance Armstrong because he has one. I don't think he uses it.
So here's the thing. I got a vasectomy in 2012, so I don't really care. They can take both of my balls as far as I'm concerned. If that's the problem.
Gary
I
already
would
did
like
that.
to hear you talk like this.
Welcome to Mickey Mouse
Look,
World.
I produce so much testosterone. It's all good. I'm fine.
Be walking
Even
around
my
looking like
ass
our
puts
dog.
out testosterone. You're a hairy motherfucker.
I
Oh
am.
my
really
god,
are.
you are going. Can we please change your middle name to It's Ma'am if that happens?
Lord Baelish.
It's
What I love
ma'am.
about this is we're roasting the shit out of Danny before he talks to the doctor right now.
Hey, it's fine. I went through all 7 stages of
Transition.
grief. And
Yeah, you did.
yeah.
You came into
So-
our chat and your mother was like, Danny, you need to stop. And you were drunk texting. It's like,
Yeah.
and I don't even know. I just stopped reading. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
dude.
I didn't take the initial news very well, and then that was the actual sonogram was one of the most awkward experiences of my life. It's definitely good fodder for if I ever do stand up. It was very awkward because the chick is just trying to make casual conversation the whole time.
Danny, there's a great opportunity here. Let's say you do have to lose the other one. What you do is you find a very sturdy ping pong paddle and you attach it to it, and then you bronze it and put it on a plaque, saying you can't paddle my nuts no more.
They don't let you keep your organs.
That's an organ.
They used to, but now it's considered hazardous material.
Yeah.
I got this.
What if you bronze it?
I just got this image in my brain all of a sudden that Danny drives to Austin to get on Kill Tony.
Oh,
and he gets on stage, right? And his 60 seconds is he goes up on stage. He goes, "So, you ever had testicle cancer?" And that's how he starts his thing. It's like everybody's like, "Oh,
You think you had it rough?"
Let's talk about dick cancer, everybody. How you doing?
It's not. It's ball cancer. It's
ball cancer. Whatever. You know. It's just.
Yeah. Hey, if anything, it'll make my dick look bigger. You know, like if they get. You know.
Oh God, he's gonna be Stan Marsh.
Yeah.
And you got to always say this to CC. Remember, baby, measure it from the base.
Oh God. Yeah.
Well, when Danny was crying about it last week, I was being a huge jerk, and I just sent him a photo of Stan Marsh bouncing around on his giant
Oh my
ball
God,
sack
that
from
episode
South
was.
Park.
I'm gonna say this.
Hey,
that
he
episode
did.
was nuts.
That's what made me laugh.
Danny, it's not the size that counts. Oh, sorry, it's not the girth, it's the size of the tumor that counts.
Oh. I tell you what, man, since you guys are going there,
we're not actually going there.
My right testicle is literally the size of like a lemon right now. It's you know, if it's not cancer, there's some. He said there was like 3 possible things.
I think it's
like an Easter egg.
I bet you it's epididymitis.
What's that?
It's gingivitis.
It's one of the things.
Okay, yeah. There was one of them had to do with the fluid.
Is when the seminal vesicles. What happens is one of your fellas in there goes, "What direction are we swimming?" And then it goes the wrong way, and it's like, and you get a classic comedy moment where it's like, "Hey man, you're blocking the hallway. Nobody can," and then your nuts get really swollen.
Oh,
and
okay.
Is that where you got to carry your nuts around in a wheelbarrow?
No, that's elephantitis.
I was a traveling.
I saw a guy like that.
Respiratory therapist. I would go to patients' homes, and I got hit with it. I was also still active duty reserves, and I got hit with epididymitis from driving so much.
Was it in the
and
face,
it was the most painful thing I have ever happened to me before I had a kidney stone. And the kidney stone is the most painful things to this date I've ever had. Number 2, epididymitis. It's very uncomfortable because you got to sit, and that shit, that testicle's like, "Hey man, get off me!"
Yeah,
I'm just glad that I was able to join another conversation about Danny's nutsack again. So,
I think there's fun. Can you imagine this conversation? Like Danny's getting all intimate, and he'd be like, "Baby, you're a little bigger today." That's not my dick.
And when you said it was awkward with the sonogram, was it because she mentioned that there was some shrinkage?
Not at all. No, it's really the way they do this thing is they have you like
they lube it up.
No, well, the ball. You know what? Never mind. You guys.
Danny, your mom's face palming. I think it's
okay.
I don't know how your mom deals with us, man. I do not. I just
hold up. You're talking about my mom.
She
raised me.
Unsubscribes and then comes back.
Dude,
then unsubscribes.
I literally do nothing but talk mad shit about you on every channel I'm on. And your mom is always there, and she never fights back. Never.
Yeah, man. You know, hey.
Well, she knows, like,
you're a classic heel. It's great, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm the sympathetic baby.
A lot of love with a lot of this shit, you know, because Danny knows. Because we talk privately. I love him, and but I tease the shit out of him.
Oh,
I said, "You are the single most female hairy man I have ever met." I swear to God, you're masculine on the outside and all feminine on the inside.
I will say this, Danny, you can actually write a new song called "Testicles Come Back."
Nah, I'm not gonna miss him. It's fine.
Get him on a keychain.
You know what I do miss?
I want to hear from you afterwards. I want to know how it's going.
Yeah, no,
because I want my $20 from your mom.
Right on. No, I'm gonna also
got Halloween
be
costumes for years now. What are you going?
Yeah, see,
my other testicle.
Like she does have a warp center. Like she's the one that raised. Like she's the one that got me into the Evil Dead franchise. I'll never forget. We went and saw Army of Darkness at the movie theater.
How'd that go?
And it was hilarious, man. I was way too young to go see that movie, and she took me. And I just remember her laughing her ass off and saying that it felt like an acid trip. And I'm like, so that's that kind of relationship my mom and I have always had since I've been a teenager. So
that's a good relationship, though. That's
yeah, I think so. So yeah.
And this one I love. I'm so masculine they had to remove my nuts to rebalance the species.
Yeah. But no, I'll be sure to let I'll tweet it out, but I'm also going to be on a stream with
I'm going to be hanging out in the studio, so excuse me, drop in or
You should make a live stream of it.
Well, well, not of the news.
Don't do it, Dork.
But,
don't do
You can
it.
call it. It's a new type of asthma. That's what you can go.
So no, we're on the Salty Trekker channel. I promised him I'd come. You
promised him
come stream and with him, and we would talk about my results. So I'm hoping it's good news, because that'll be a bummer of a show if it's bad news.
Sure, I'll be sure to miss that.
All you can do is be positive, and the ways of fate will turn how it is. At the end of the day, you have people behind you not only make fun of you, but they do it because they care and they don't want to make you feel like you're singled out.
Yeah.
Except for Matt Bader, because he wants to.
Even though we are singling you out in the process.
Well, we're keeping with the trend, right? There's only one test, so it's already singled out.
No. I have two.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Gary said you only had one.
No, I have two right now.
I've always wanted a friend with the nickname of One Nut. That's
please tell me you can run faster if you have to get rid of one.
Well, you missed what I said, Danny. I said it'll give you something in common with Hitler.
And Lance Armstrong.
Well, I mean, my mom's already one of those Jew haters, so I guess there's that.
Whoa, okay. That was the
line. Stop doing that.
I haven't whipped out that in a few months.
So thank God he hasn't whipped that out.
Thank God we're on the news.
Is this the show? Is this
the end of the show?
Yeah.
We leave in laughter.
Is this where we get the Pop Culture Minefield channel canceled?
To all you sponsors out there. Oh, well.
It's going to happen one day, Matt. You watch. We're going to get canceled. We'll be on Rumble only and KGRA Radio.
Hey, you know what? If it's not cancer, I'll be sure to thank Fuel Up.
Before we go,
hey, if they take it out, Danny, are you going to keep it in a jar?
They won't let you. I actually asked already.
Yeah, I was saying they don't allow this anymore.
That sucks.
I'm pretty sure Bill is yelling at you right now, though.
Yeah, it's time to go.
I want to show this real quick. Tomorrow's show is going to be Into the Night. We're going to be talking about this classic John Landis film, really the last film that he made that was a major studio and with a major cast. His career was over because of the shit that happened in Twilight Zone. But this is a great movie, and I'm looking forward to talking about it tomorrow. Anybody wants to join us, please do. Look forward to that. And past that, everybody have a wonderful week and happy Friday. Don't forget, you've got Doomcock tonight, and you've got Gary Beekler with Friday Night Tights. So enjoy your Friday.
Those sons of bitches.
Ma, I'm doing a show.
Don't forget to subscribe to our gaming meeting.